What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is 10 states going downhill in 2022. I almost said 2020 then. Completely misread that. And 2023. So 2022, 2023. States going downhill. Be interesting. I'm guessing this is what we call the Griggs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is going to be, normally goes off facts, like people leaving the state.
Yeah, abandoned buildings, things like that.
Run down areas, stuff like that, which happens all over the world. But obviously some states you're going to get more at times. I guess employment rate as well, I think. And maybe crime rate.
Yeah.
But they're normally kind of like the factors we go with, aren't they? So smash that like button if you enjoy this kind of content, guys. Smash the subscribe button. If your state's in here and you disagree, let us know in the comments why. Yeah. Because everyone's going to have their own attachment to the state, aren't they? This is, again, maybe Briggs will have a little bit of his opinion in there as well. He can be quite brutal at times, can't he? And he can go into that. This is his opinion as well. But let us know yours in the comments below. And are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's check out the 10 states that are going downhill. What we got?
Are you looking for a new state in 2023? If you are, you're not alone. 2023 is predicted to be one of the most active years for state-to-state relocation on record. Today I'm going to tell you the ones that you should probably avoid. As we come out of the pandemic, a lot of states have started to turn things around. Every state took a hit over the last few years. Some, in my opinion, have set themselves up for success post-COVID. Others, not so much. Some states are dealing with old problems that have gotten worse since the pandemic while picking up some new ones. These are states that are going to get worse before they get better. This video is my opinion based on information that I've been taking in over the last year. Are all these states 100% horrible? No. Will they struggle in 2023 and beyond? I think so. If you think a state shouldn't be on this list, I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. These are just my opinions and why I have those opinions. Yours are just as valid as mine, I'm sure. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Kentucky. Kentucky has some issues. The first one is lack of confidence in their elected officials. There have been a few voter surveys in recent years that signal that the residents are about done with everyone from the governor to the senators to the congressmen, mayors, all the way down to the dog catcher. Kentucky is always in the top 10 when it comes to highest poverty rate. In 2021, they were ranked the 4th poorest state behind 3 other states that are on this list. Compared to most other states, they have more than their fair share of minimum wage jobs, and that helps boost their poverty rate. They use the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. On top of all that good news, the bluegrass state is also one of the worst when it comes to the opioid crisis. Now, all throughout the country, it's gotten better since, I'd say, 5 or 6 years ago, but their progress on that one is a little behind some of the other states that were hardest hit. The things I just listed and a bunch of other reasons are why I think things will get worse before they get better in Kentucky. I will say,
they're gonna get better.
People are great, and it's a beautiful state when it comes to natural beauty. Number 9, Ohio. Ohio's another state where the residents are starting to say they're not digging what's going on with their politicians. I don't want this to get all political or anything like that, so I won't, point any fingers, but I did notice that on a lot of the surveys where they asked people to give their opinion, one politician in Ohio seems to be the most hated politician in the country.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, Ohio.
Well, we don't know who it is, but poor guy. Yeah. And again, how often are the votes for this? Because surely if he's that hated, he ain't going to be in the office long.
I'm sure we vote yearly. In Jersey.
What, for the government
for
stuff?
The government people, yeah.
Yeah,
like
I get obviously for president every 4 years, isn't it? Maybe it's every 2 years for government. Maybe. Let us know in the comments because you surely get rid of him if you really hated him.
Biggest problem is its cities. I mean, their rural areas aren't terrible, and they have some really nice small towns. But they have more than their fair share of rundown cities. Cleveland is not great. Toledo's a nightmare. Youngstown ain't great. Cincinnati's nothing to get excited about. Dayton, Ohio's kind of a nightmare. And even Springfield, Ohio has a crime rate that's 150% above the national average. Now, obviously, any state, you could say, well, their cities, their stats are bringing them down, and that's the problem. I mean, California has San Francisco, Los Angeles, Stockton, Fresno. But California is a huge state. You could fit almost 3 Ohio's in California.
Wow.
Community Solutions ran a survey on Ohio voters and asked them what's the biggest problems this state faces. Economics, addiction problems, and inflation. One of the best things going for Ohio is their real estate prices aren't as terrible as other states in the area. They're not rising as fast as other things. Now that's statewide. Some of the cities you can point out that the real estate prices are jumping pretty good. That's how it is in cities. Overall, the state is doing pretty good when it comes to real estate prices. Number 8, Oregon. Now, the Beaver State has got some problems. Actually, it's got one big problem, and it's called Portland, Oregon. I'm currently in the Portland metro area right now. I live in one of the suburbs. Oregon overall is a pretty good state, and I think if we could get rid of Portland, it would be considered one of the better states.
Portland.
We have amazing landscapes, a great beer scene, no sales tax. We just have Portland, Oregon, which is like one of the homeless capitals of the United States. Now, in recent months, it's been getting a little bit better, and they're cleaning up the streets, but it's still a problem. They've just moved them to other areas. Now, Salem and Eugene aren't the greatest cities in the country either, but they're not nearly as bad as what's going on in Portland. At least Ohio and California have a bunch of cities bringing them down. We just got one, really. I reached out to the mayor's office a couple weeks ago asking if I could ask him just one single question.
Yeah,
for a video.
Yeah, no, he did say that, yeah.
The question. It was going to be fun. It wasn't a gotcha question or anything like that. I never got an email back, nothing. Now, do I think Oregon's going to get better next year? No, definitely not. Portland's going to continue to drag it down. I mean, the eastern half of this state has decided they want to move to Idaho. Not themselves. They want to move the whole state, like cut Oregon in half so they could just be part of Idaho. This will never happen. It's delusional to think that it would. Idaho doesn't even want these people. There's a better chance of being chased down the road by actual flying monkeys than there is for Oregon to split in half and Idaho taking the eastern half of Oregon. But yeah, in 2023, 2024, maybe even a couple years after that, Portland's going to continue to drag Oregon down.
Is Portland that bad? Let us know in the comments. We've got an ad, so we'll see you guys in a second, but let us know. It'll be interesting.
Number 7, California. Now, most of you are probably wondering why California's not further down on the list. I mean, their cost of living is outrageous.
I've heard everyone's leaving there.
Home prices are ridiculous. The homeless situation is completely out of control. Companies are leaving, and for the first time in like the state's history, recorded history, I should say, they're actually losing a little bit of population in the last 2 years. We just talked about this on another video. Now, the only reason they're not further down the line, they still have a great economy, incredible weather, beautiful state. U.S. News has them ranked 5th in the country for healthcare, and I will tell you, they do have some incredible hospitals. Not just 1 or 2, I mean, throughout the state. And they're always in the top 10 when it comes to their economy. I just mentioned this to someone the other day on a comment that California's economy, if you take Texas out of the equation, it would take about 4 or 5 states combined to equal California's economy. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to get better anytime soon. 2023, 24, 25, and I think even further out, California is going to continue to travel down a road nobody wants to be on.
Really?
Their population will dwindle, their drought will continue, and there might be another Kardashian spinoff, you know, basically 3 signs of the apocalypse. Number 6, Oklahoma. Oklahoma really doesn't get good ratings in a couple different things that are important. Healthcare, they're like ranked 48th in the nation. Their education, they're 42nd. And then if you look at their crime, they're ranked 44th in the nation.
That's not
which
good
isn't
stats,
great. On top of that, they're in the top 10 for states with residents on public assistance. That being said, Oklahoma City is getting better than what it was in the past. It's turning into a true international city.
I tell you what, a lot of these states have problems with crime, which is all over the world, by the way. We're not just trying to bash you guys. It's just the video we're watching. But they look stunning.
They do.
They're clean as well. There's not much little about, which is awesome. But yeah, if you're just going off a stunning point of view, all of them look great.
I mean, they are adding a lot of tech companies there. A lot of tech workers are moving to Oklahoma City and Tulsa on top of that. I just did a video not too long ago from MakeMyMove.com and Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is a good-sized town, about 45,000 residents. They're one of those cities that's trying to entice remote workers to come live and buy a home in Stillwater. Wow. Stillwater's not a bad place. Now, where Oklahoma isn't doing good is a lot of their small towns. Small towns are dying in Oklahoma on a pretty good scale. I've been doing that series about small towns in the United States, and Oklahoma has a lot of small towns that are struggling and still losing population. So I think Oklahoma City is going to continue to do good in the future, Stillwater also, and Tulsa is, like I said, doing okay. The rest of the state, not so much. They're going to suffer for quite a while.
That was quite a positive for number 6.
Number 5, Arkansas.
It's better than the others,
if you watch this channel long enough, I've said over and over that the northwest corner of Arkansas is not like the rest of the state. They have good jobs, they don't have crazy bad crime, their education's okay. When they see a relative on Tinder, they swipe left. The rest of the state, not so much. They got crazy crime.
Always swipe away. Whichever one is the reject one, I don't actually know. Do that one. Don't be accepted back. That's weird, isn't it? You're just disgusted, aren't you?
Disgusted.
in places like Little Rock and Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff is one of the worst cities in the country. It has been for a few years. Now the question is, will Arkansas improve? They really haven't in the last 25 years, so I'm not sure why they'd start now. They always seem to be a few steps behind whatever progress other states are making. Number 4, Alaska. Alaska is known as the last frontier.
I didn't expect
and for
that.
many decades, people have been drawn to this.
It's just a tiny bit that people go into, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess maybe Alaska shouldn't count because it's just its own little beast, isn't it? I don't think it really is a state which a lot of people would consider moving to. But if you are that type of person, you would. It's a different type of person, isn't it? Different beast.
State for its natural beauty, different type of lifestyle, open land, the great outdoors, and fishing and oil jobs. But living in Alaska comes with a price, and that price is in the form of cost of living. Throughout the years, people have sort of put up with the high cost of living because there was other benefits to living in Alaska. And a lot of the jobs they had there paid really well, so it was worth it. They also have the Permanent Fund, which is a check everyone that's a permanent resident in Alaska gets every single year. It has to do with oil profits and things like that. It can be as low as $1,000 a year, and their best year was 2008 when everyone got a check for $3,269.
Not bad.
Well, in the last few years, a lot of these industries have started to slow down, whether it's just they don't have the work or they have more automation, so they're needing fewer and fewer people, meaning fewer and fewer jobs. And if you don't have jobs, people don't stick around. Now, there's a lot of good in Alaska, obviously the outdoors being the main bonus to living here. Sadly, more and more these days, fewer people are finding that as enough to keep them in the state of Alaska. Alaska has gained double digits in their population every single census since the 1930 census. In 2020, they only gained 3%, and it's estimated by the 2030 census, they will have lost up to 13% of their population.
Well, I'd have thought, 3. Before we get into number 3, I'd have thought it would have been the opposite way around. As we get more online, as we get more communicating, working from home, stuff like that, I'd have thought these outdoory places, which are a bit remote, would have more population. Because you can still communicate. Travel's getting more advanced. You can still travel between and access other people. And then you're living in the benefits of an outdoor space. Obviously not, but that's the way I'd have thought of it, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think. I mean, would you live in Alaska?
No.
Too cold?
Yeah.
Simple.
New Mexico. New Mexico has a whole bunch of problems, and some of them are pretty bad. Their crime rate's pretty high. Their schools aren't good. Their poverty rate is through the roof. They're actually number 3 in the nation for the highest poverty rate at 18.2%. Now, that's of 2021 numbers. My understanding is they've climbed since then. I've seen reports where it's now 19%, and I've seen other ones where it's like 18.8. So somewhere in there. Of course, they have budget problems on just about everything, so that means different services are being cut. If you look at where they rank for their different things, crime, they rank 47th, their economy, they're 45th, their education, they're 50th. There aren't really a lot of good stats going on in New Mexico. The people are nice. It's got great sunsets. That's about it.
That's nice.
Is it going to get better? I don't see that happening for at least another 5 years to maybe a decade or 2. I mean, they almost always get better in some aspects, but overall, all these states are just going to be going downhill for at least the next few years.
I think it's hard to turn it around, isn't it?
Number 2, Mississippi. Yes, our old favorite Mississippi is towards the bottom of the barrel again. They did have severe flooding in their capital city.
What do you think number 1's going to be, by the way? We've got one more to go. What do you reckon?
Just thinking about those states. Hang
on. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. I'm going to go with New Orleans just because of like the flooding stuff, the risk of flooding stuff.
I'm gonna go Florida.
You're gonna go Florida? Okay, there we go. We've got there are guesses. Let us know your guesses. If you haven't seen this video, let us know your guesses in the comments below. And Mississippi second though. I didn't expect that.
Like last week and the week before, I think they're still trying to recover from that. Mississippi leads the country in poverty. The 2021 numbers were 19.6% of their population living below the poverty line. Again, my understanding is it's gone up a little bit, maybe 0.5%. Other than some really decent people, I would love to hear in the comment section what is good about Mississippi. Well, I should walk that back a little bit. To be honest, they do have some really good universities. They're ranked 50 in the nation in healthcare. Their economy is 49th. Infrastructure, they're number 48th in the nation. Out of the 12 different categories that they normally rank a state by, 8 of those categories are in the 40s, meaning top 10 worst. And then 2 of them are in the 30s.
Yeah,
natural environment is ranked 22, and that's the best thing that state's got going for it.
But we've got nice people.
Yeah.
And nice sunset.
All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On
Subscribe
This
here.
Day.
We don't have another
There
channel,
is
though.
a link down
Whoa,
below.
yes,
We do. We
We've got the movies reactions. I know we haven't uploaded much on it, but we do have the movie reactions, which hopefully coming out in 24 hours. Shawshank, go and subscribe.
It's nearly done, but we've got to wait to see if it needs copyrighted.
Yeah, after this video, I'm going to work the rest of the night editing it, and hopefully no copyright. And if there's no copyright, even if there's a claim, if we can't make any money, we don't care. We want to get it up.
Yeah.
We're not even monetized on that channel anyway. We want to get it up.
That's what I mean. If it doesn't get blocked,
it's whether we get blocked or not.
If it's blocked, it can't go up. So.
Yeah, fingers crossed it doesn't get blocked, but we'll see. Hopefully.
Would love it if you went over there and clicked on some videos, watch them. Please subscribe. And
Subscribe here as well.
Subscribe to this channel. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Louisiana. Louisiana has been backwards in a lot of.
I said New Orleans, but that's in Louisiana. That's what I meant. I meant Louisiana.
It's not quite
Oh, you got to give it me. I meant
We're not
Louisiana.
giving it to you because you got it wrong.
No, I got it right. The state New Orleans is in.
Yeah, but that's what you already said.
I think. Let us know if I got that right.
I was thinking in my head, where the hell is New Orleans?
Yeah, I don't know why I said New Orleans. Obviously Louisiana.
Which state is that
ways
next
for
to?
a lot of years. Most of their problems can be traced back to their politicians. Louisiana is often considered one of the most corrupt political states we have.
I've heard it's
and
beautiful.
This goes back decades. So
beautiful.
I'm talking before Prohibition type stuff. It's always Louisiana and Illinois. You know, which one had the most politicians go to jail? In the history of the United States, 12 governors have gone to jail. There's
not
2
for me.
states on that list where it's happened more than once. That's Illinois with 3 and
They look
Louisiana
fake.
with 2. If you look down at like the state senators and things like that and state representatives, Illinois and Louisiana show up quite often there too. So when you get bad politicians, they make bad decisions. They're not making decisions for the people. They're usually making decisions to line their own pockets. And this usually means a state gets kind of run down a little bit. When it's gone on for decades and decades, you end up with a very historic and beautiful state like Louisiana that kind of sucks. Will
That's a shame,
Louisiana
'cause it's got a
pull
lot of
out of this
history.
tailspin? No time soon. It'll continue to get bad. They have crime and poverty issues that will take a generation
I like
to
it.
fix.
It's
And if they
sweet.
keep having politicians that go to jail, it's going to take longer than that.
Yeah, if you're going to have dodgy politicians, it's never going to help. I have heard Louisiana in some parts is extremely nice.
Yeah.
You obviously got the French connection as well, so you've got the history there. So it's definitely a place to visit. It's just a shame that, like I say, if it's
All these other
politicians or
things.
whatever, the other reasons as well, we obviously don't know enough to comment on it. But it's just a shame that that's taken over.
Yeah.
I also think the hurricanes, stuff like that, which have been hit, probably hasn't helped.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. But if you live there, please let us know your good experiences for all these states. Because if you live there, you're going to have good experiences. Like I lived in Rotherham, absolute shithole compared to most places. It is,
Disgusts me.
you say that. Because I grew up there, I absolutely love it. And it's just the place you grew up, isn't it? Smash the like button, guys.
Jersey's perfect.
Yeah, Jersey's nice. Jersey is nice. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you, legends, in the next one. Peace.